Hello, everybody. I'm here with Clint Burson. He is the Director of Government Affairs with the Chamber of Commerce here in Missoula, and they're talking about the State of Missoula event happening at the DoubleTree. So tell us a little bit more about this event that's coming up.
Well, traditionally the State of Missoula event has focused on a bunch of different topics. This year we've chosen entrepreneurs. We feel like small businesses and those people that get out there and start businesses are really important for the community, really important for the economy. And we really want to kind of put the spotlight on some of them. So we've invited a bunch of different entrepreneurs to come speak and share their stories with people at the event. We've got entrepreneurs that'll be at every single table that'll be sharing their story. And we've got 3 featured entrepreneurs that will be sharing why they chose Missoula as their place of business, what they like about working here for their business. And then our keynote speaker will be discussing kind of his journey through entrepreneurialism and how he managed to go from a tiny startup in his garage all the way up to selling his business and becoming an investor for other startups.
Great, and he is one of many people who will be speaking at these workshops as well?
Yeah, our second day at the State of Missoula is going to be a bunch of workshops. We've got workshops that cover things like knowing when to get out of your own way, how you form a corporate culture that is helpful to employees, helps attract people, and really encourages getting the most out of them. We've also got a workshop focused on mentorship. So we're going to be bringing in a bunch of potential mentors from the community, asking them kind of to step forward and help some of these smaller businesses that are just starting out, help them find their way and kind of clear some of the hurdles that they may face. And then our last workshop is actually a practice pitch session for a couple of small startups. Then they will be practicing their pitch to investors, and that's going to be open to pretty much anyone to come and watch. And those investors will be there to offer tips on how they can make their pitch better and kind of guiding them along the process.
Yeah, Missoula is kind of like a two-tier town in a way, based on my opinion, because during the school year, it's a college town, but during the summer, it's a huge touristy town. So what kind of, so my question is, what kind of trends in entrepreneurship or kind of businesses have been springing up and been doing fairly well to just keep on keeping on here in Missoula?
Well, the crazy thing is if there's an industry, there's an entrepreneurial business springing up around it. So to give you an idea of kind of the range that we're looking at, we've got our 3 featured entrepreneurs. One is the owner and CEO of Vim and Vigor. They do compression socks that are stylish and fun to wear rather than just the typical what you see in a hospital, real medical looking stuff. We've got the CEO of PDT, which is a dental tools organization. They create all the different tools that go into your mouth and clean your teeth and help dentists get their job done. And then the third one is going to be the CEO of Adventure Life. It's an adventure travel company that takes people from all over the country, all over the world. So it's really a wide range. We don't have just one, but I think entrepreneurialism is something that is just begging to be a part of Missoula's identity. In the past we've been known as a timber town or a mining town, but now it's kind of, are we a university town? Are we something else? And we feel at the Chamber that entrepreneurialism is a really important piece of that. We wanted to highlight that and help people in the community realize that these small businesses are here and they are making a really big contribution to our economy.
Yeah, and Missoula is the kind of place that really loves diversity, but really lacks a lot of it as well. Because there a lot of things what Missoula is trying to do is Missoula is trying to move forward, trying to grow inward with, because I'm sure you heard of the whole Missoula campaign, Our Missoula and all that stuff.
Right.
How does that work in with the Chamber of Commerce and this event as well?
Well, we work really hard to advocate for local business, help them succeed, help them find their way. We provide networking events so that they can connect with each other and help each other find some of that diversity. They may not realize that there is a business just down the street from them that's offering the same thing that they're paying someone outside of the area to do for them. So we work really hard to bring all of those groups together and help them kind of find their way and really build the local economy and focus on that.
Yeah, Made in Montana is really big thing
Yeah.
in terms of like stuff that is being sold in Missoula and a couple of the shops here in the downtown area as well. But one thing that I definitely noticed is that a lot of things open at 11 a.m. in downtown Missoula. So what can you hope from people starting their own businesses that they could look into to help really boost the economy in Missoula?
Well, that goes along with some of the workshop ideas that we've got going. It'll kind of help them figure out kind of where maybe some of the areas where they have opportunities to grow, some areas where they have challenges that they have to face, and then when you pair those workshops with the ability to get together with mentors, and some of those mentors can say, hey, have you considered changing your hours around a little bit, or changing the way you hire people so that you can cover a wider range of people. All of those things kind of work together. And we're hoping that not only do we shine a light on these entrepreneurs, but we also give them the tools that they needed in order to grow their business and be more successful.
And also, there's something that really resonated with me at the beginning of this interview was when you mentioned that sometimes you have to get out of your own way.
Right.
And I think it's really interesting for sure, like when someone's starting their own business, it's like, oh man, this is gonna be the greatest business ever. We're gonna sell sandwiches. And then people are just like, do you guys like have soup or anything else besides just sandwiches? I was like, and then it's like something that has to kind of like evolve after a while as well. And I think that mentorship is really good because a lot of times with mentors, it's like, oh man, I can tell you some stories, that kind of thing.
Yeah, our keynote speaker actually, he's the one that came up with that little piece of it. He talked to us about how he started his own business and he was building it, and he kind of reached a point where he wasn't sure where to go with it. And a mentor stepped in and was like, you know what? You've built a really good foundation. You've got a really good team. Let them go. Let them do what they're going to do, and you just need to step back and let them do it. And so he says it took a lot of humility on his part to step back and let go of some of that control, and that it was doing that allowed the company to take the next step forward and keep growing and be as successful as it ended up being.
Yeah, it's like having a kid. You have a kid, you install so many lessons on this kid, but then you have to send the kid out in the world at some point.
Well, and the big thing with entrepreneurs is that they start on their own. They're doing everything. But as the business grows, they get to a point where it's just impossible to do everything, and to try to do everything actually holds the company back. So they have to learn. And it's a process, they have to learn, start letting some of that stuff go, and you're just overseeing the whole thing rather than controlling every little aspect of it.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit more about this event that's coming up.
Sure.
It's going to be at the Doubletree. It's happening January 17th.
Right.
And it's going to be pretty much all day.
No, January 17th is purely a luncheon, so it kicks off. You can go to the Missoula Chamber of Commerce's website, MissoulaChamber.com, for the details on time and cost and all of that good stuff. But the second day is when the workshops happen. That's on January 18th. You'll be able to register either online for the workshops right now, or you can register the day of the luncheon on January 17th for the following day's workshops.
Well, is there anything else you want to say? Because I think we hit the nail right on the head for sure.
No, I just encourage everyone to come. It's going to be really eye-opening. When we first started gathering all these entrepreneurs together, I was shocked by the range of entrepreneurs in our community, and really we're just grabbing just a small chunk of the ones that are out there. And I think people will be really surprised by all the different fields that Missoula actually has a stake in.
Well, thank you very much, Clint. I enjoyed this conversation for sure. This was Clint Burson, and he was here talking for the Missoula Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
And he is the Director of Government Affairs, and they have an event coming up at the Doubletree on January 17th. It's going to be a luncheon at the Doubletree Hotel. You guys can check it out by going on to chamberofcommerce.
It's MissoulaChamber.com.
Yep. Well, thanks. Oh. Hey everybody, I'm here with John Van Dyke. He is the general manager of a brand new radio station that just premiered over the New Year's. It's a brand new year, it's a brand new radio station. It's called Missoula Community Radio. So tell us, the people at home, what is Missoula Community Radio?
I still haven't memorized our mission statement, but Missoula Community Radio is a new station for the community, by the community. We really want to make sure that the typically unheard voices in our community are brought to the fore, and they have a say and a voice. We have a lot of grassroots programs talking about political issues. I'm not afraid to let it all show, because we're a First Amendment station. So we've got folks with political convictions of every variety, a very eclectic music programming. We're looking to start a tiki revival show, a yoga class on the air. Some of your viewers might remember B-Sides with Stu and Phil.
Oh yeah.
They started with us last Friday night,
good.
so they're going to be a regular fixture as well.
Yeah, for those watching, we had a on-air television show called B-Side with Stu and Phil. They wore masks.
They still wear masks.
They still wear masks even
No, it's not
on.
true.
Yeah, I just love the idea of just yoga on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
You can totally just like fake it. It's like, oh, here's downward dog. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so easy. You can do
Oh,
it
you're
at
doing
home.
great.
And they're just like standing there, and just
Right.
like it's just like me, just like
Right.
eating a pizza, just like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, you remember, just do your stretches. Okay. But-
I'm looking forward to it. I haven't ever really committed a whole lot of time to yoga, and I've always wanted to, so now's my opportunity.
And it's, radio is a platform that people thought that TV killed the radio
Right, but
stars,
here we are.
but there they are.
Yep.
There you guys are.
Yeah.
And and people drive and listen to the local radios all the time.
Right.
And you guys have an antenna coming out of Union Hall.
It's right there on top. Yep, we built it ourselves. It works, and we've got a great, a much better than expected broadcast radius. So, I mean, you can go hiking up in the Rattlesnake and still hear us. Patty Canyon as well, South Hills. So we're pretty happy with the way that turned out.
And you guys are 24/7.
Yeah, overnight we have a pretty rich music library. So our live broadcasts are from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. The full unveiling of our program schedule will be on the 28th of January. We're going to have a launch party at the Union Hall. If folks are interested in getting involved with the station, we'll be doing a training earlier in the day on the 28th. So folks who have zero experience can come in, and even beforehand, if they want to come in and talk with me about starting up a show, if they've got an idea they want to share with the community, then yes, by all means come in and let's talk.
Nice. And how do people, how do people apply for being a DJ at community radio?
So we've got two forms really, a DJ application and a show proposal form. So a DJ application is just the basic information. What is your commitment to the community? What does community mean to you? Are you an enthusiastic volunteer? Those kinds of questions. And then the second ones are more brass tacks. What kind of show do you want to do? And how does it tie into building community? So we've got a lot of applications coming in. They're still coming in. We do still need more of them. I mean, I expect some people will start up with their program and think, oh, well, that was fun. I'm done. You know, it's kind of a natural part of this kind of a radio station. So, you know, we're constantly going to be looking for new talent and new ideas.
And you said that you do your show for 4 hours.
The morning one, yeah.
How can you do a show for 4 hours?
I've been doing radio for a while. I like to bring in podcasts, audiobooks, unusual songs, more books, readings, news articles. So the morning I really want to devote to local issues and hot topics that are in the headlines, not necessarily in most of our mainstream media outlets. So,
and it really does give you time to just kind of reflect and talk about the events that are impacting us either directly or indirectly. There's just so much happening everywhere at any given time, and it's nice to have a platform such as community radio to kind of express it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a lot of voices coming in, so my show isn't necessarily 4 hours. I have other people coming in. This morning I had new County Commissioner Dave Strohmeyer come in and share with us his vision for the upcoming year and all the committees that he got assigned to. We've talked with folks from Mountain Line. We'd really like to develop more of a dialogue with city offices so that people can get a better idea of what local government actually means to their lives immediately. And a whole bunch of other local organizations as well. We've been reaching out to see how they want to get involved with our programming as well.
Cool. And how can any organization out there watching who wants to get in touch with you guys, how can they get involved?
By email, MissoulaCommunityRadio.com. I'm pretty good at getting back to people by emails. If you want to give me a call in the station, we're still getting our phones installed, so I don't want to give my cell phone number out. But we're in the Union Hall, 208 East Main. You can come in and we can talk as well. I'm in there pretty much every weekday morning. So I'd love to, have a chat.
Great. Is there anything else you want to say? Like these guys on Facebook, they're on Facebook.
We're looking forward to presenting city council meetings thanks to help from MCAT starting tonight. So if you want to sit back and enjoy the city council meetings on your front porch, probably not on a night like tonight, but we're looking forward to that as well. But big things coming, so stay tuned.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me.
All right.
This is John Van Dyke. He's the general manager at the brand new Missoula Community Radio, which just started airing in 2017. And we hope to hear more from you guys as well.
Okay. Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Everybody, I'm here with Brandon Riotchess. He is talking about the Missoula Art Museum's 45th benefit art auction. He gave me this nice little handbill flyer, and they're doing it on Saturday, February 4th at 5 p.m. And that's going to be at the Missoula Art Museum, right?
We hold the auction at the University Center Ballroom because it's such a large event that we need the additional space.
Yep. And Missoula Art Museum has been doing this annually for 45 years.
Yes, that's correct. It's
So-
our only fundraiser for the year, so we're really excited to be able to invite the public in and support MAM.
Cool. So what can people expect to see and hear during this auction?
Well, it's kind of like a really large party, and it's the only time that we ask artists to give back to the Missoula Art Museum. So it's an opportunity for our donors and our collectors and our patrons to support the museum. Usually we pride ourselves on supporting artistic careers and really helping out artists, but in this case it's the artists who help the museum. And we get, we're going to have 41 live live pieces that are going to go up for auction, and 42 lots that are in the silent auction. So that's a significant number of artists who've made the decision to support MAM, either in part or with 100% donation.
Cool. So there's a lot of different kind of art at the Missoula Art Museum. You have some art that you keep at Missoula Museum, and you kind of like rotate it around your museum as well. But then there's also art that's being displayed from the artist, and even you have some private collectors who show some of their work as well. What kind of art, in terms of like who owns the art, are going to be sold?
For this, it's not our permanent collection. We've got about 2,000 pieces in our permanent collection, and it's a really wonderful collection. The focus of both the collection and our exhibitions is contemporary art. So we generally say art from about 1945 to forward. But the art auction is something very different where it's a juried process, and we have artists submit their work to a small committee that juries the work and tries to put the best group of work together, because it is a sales event with live bidding. We have an auctioneer that flies in from Seattle and carries on with the proceedings. So the focus tends to be a little bit more inclusive than just that focus on contemporary art, and so you'll have specific genres of art like landscape or still life or things like that. But it is still made by living artists, and we're really excited to have so many artists in our community and from across Montana participating in this great event.
Great. Darn. Oh, and also you guys just launched your new art park next to the art museum itself, and I definitely did notice it because when I walked past it a whole bunch of different times here and there, I noticed that the old part of the Missoula Art Museum, it has now been kind of like the sidewalk has been risen up to that certain point.
Yeah.
Because when you before the art park, it was kind of low, and you kind of built up the railing, kind of it was its own little art piece. The old art museum,
Yes.
it was its own little art piece where the stairs could just go up to those doors.
It's really interesting being a contemporary art museum located in a grand historic building like the old Carnegie Library. And that library was built in 1903. And oftentimes when people come up to the museum and they see that side of the building from the north side, they don't necessarily think contemporary art right away. With the expansion in 2006, that's a very modern building, very contemporary, lots of glass, angles, things like that. So it really communicates what the museum is all about. But on that north side, we thought we'd really like to do something for the community. We want to create this focus park, this pocket park. It's not every day that you're able to kind of take an existing property and carve out a park right in the heart of downtown Missoula. It's the first park that's been created in over 100 years. And to think about our partners with the city of Missoula and Adventure Cycling and really create this place for the display of contemporary art as well as for the public to gather was really unique. And what we're really hoping is that when people visit the Missoula Art Museum and they're coming from Higgins over on Pine and they round the corner, they're going to see some really impressive large-scale grand sculptures. They're going to have a nice bench to sit on. They're going to have a public toilet. They're going to be able to get a drink of water, and they're going to know what the Missoula Art Museum's all about without ever having to set foot inside the building.
Yeah, and it's such a great idea too. Especially during like our summer farmers markets, people can get out and about, and Missoula is a lot about outdoor recreation.
Absolutely.
And some of the this art auction, this benefit, goes to the art park, goes to the free admission, free expression, which is what you guys are all about at the Missoula Art Museum.
It really makes my heart swell to hear you say free admission, free expression, because that means that the message that MAM is open for everyone, accessible to all, is getting out there. The fact that you know that just off the cuff is really great. So we're really excited. This auction is really great. It really helps us kind of gather resources. It's very community supported, just like MAM is. And it's people wanting to make a contribution. It's people wanting to come together and buy these pieces and support the museum. And it really makes a huge impact for us every year.
Yeah, and art is such a big thing in our community. Just recently, the Edgar S. Paxton murals just got initialized, I guess, if you want to use that word, inside the Missoula County Courthouse.
Yeah.
And the Missoula Art Museum are basically tasked with keeping up on the murals.
They're part of the Missoula County collection, and as such, you're right, MAM oversees those pieces, and they've been in storage for 5 years. They came out of storage briefly to be on display in 2014, at MAM, which was very unprecedented. You know, you can't take them off the walls and put them in a gallery all the time. So it was a really unique opportunity to do that. And then we worked with the city. We worked with Jackson contractors who worked on the project and tried to make sure that those murals were going to be handled safely and installed well. They've got new frames. For the first time ever, they're lit, so they look fantastic. I'd urge everybody to stop by. So I did want to mention for the art auction, this is your invitation. I hope you'll consider coming. These are hand-printed invitations that we sent out to folks in the community. We generally try to get about 450 people there. Tickets are $100 a piece for members, and if you have yet to become a member, they're $125. We're encouraging people to band together and buy a table of 10 because you save a little bit of money in that case. And it's really fun if you can get all of your friends and colleagues or neighbors together, get a table, come. The theme this year is the art of the auction, so we're hoping people have their bidding paddles ready and they hold them high and they're ready to take home some great art. So.
Yeah. And the art of the auction.
The art of the
A nice
auction.
little pun there.
Yeah, we try to have fun.
So where can people find more information about the Missoula Art Museum and this auction?
They can visit our website or they can call 728-0447, which is our main line. We're taking reservations both for tickets, ticket sales, and table reservations. So thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
And if you guys are interested in going to the art auction, it's happening Saturday, the first Saturday, February 4th, 5 p.m. at the UC Ballroom at the University Center. So you guys check it out, and if you want more information, go to MissoulaArtMuseum.org.
And come down to the museum because the exhibition is up right now, so you can preview the works of art before you come to the art auction on February 4th. Thanks.